Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of HorrorHands, and for this video I'm going to be talking about Werewolf of Washington. And this is a film that I watched a few nights ago and I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun watching this and I wanted to come on and do a quick review because I've never heard anyone else mention it. This one seems to go under the radar, so I thought it deserved a bit of time just being talked about on my channel. So this is a film from 1973. It stars a rather young Dean Stockwell, who he actually works for the president. I don't know if he's like Secretary of State or some kind of congressman, and he's travelling through Transylvania and he's attacked by a wolf and survives, and so therefore becomes a werewolf. And the movie is about him sort of trying to hold down his job in the White House whilst trying to resist his werewolf urges, which he doesn't manage to do. So we get plenty of scenes of this werewolf running around attacking people. And what I really liked about this film was it had a really interesting angle on that the werewolf guy actually worked in the White House. He wasn't just like an everyday guy that turned into a wolf. He was very high up in the political scene. So when he's turning into a werewolf, he's like, there are scenes when he's sat around a table full of congressmen and world leaders and he's trying to resist becoming a wolf, and he's sort of twitching and snarling and his fingers are growing and he's getting more and more hair on his body, and in the end he has to run out the room. And that was really cool. I really liked that. Quite humorous as well. I don't know if they intended that, but there's certainly some scenes in this which are very, very funny, very humorous. The guy who plays the president as well, he was really cool. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else, but he kind of like, he's very close to this guy, and I think he just say, you know, I'm a werewolf, and the president's kind of just bats it off. And when there's in these scenes when he's like he's turning in front of all these world leaders and he has to run out the room, the president's just like, oh, don't mind him, he's been feeling unwell recently. So it's a very laid back president, but again, it's very, very fun to see it all pan out. The only problem I did have was the guy who plays the werewolf. I don't know if it's Dean Stockwell or if it's a standing guy. He's very small and very thin, so there's scenes when, like, there's one scene when he squares up to this guy on the streets of Washington, and the guy is so much bigger than the guy playing the werewolf, which to me doesn't really work. The werewolf needs to be this big, hulking creature. But it didn't take away my enjoyment. Again, it just added to the charm of the movie. The makeup's pretty cool. The werewolf itself looks quite cool. The special effects, I mean, you can tell this is a film, it kind of sits between sort of like the 50s I Was a Teenage Werewolf and then like the more elaborate American Werewolf in London. So the transformation scenes in this, they still use like the dissolving scene special effects where his face gets more and more hair, and they kind of cut over one scene after another, same as they did in like the Wolfman with Lon Chaney. But that was fine by me. That was okay. And yeah, I just had a lot of fun with this one. I thought it was good. So if you're into sort of low budget werewolf movies, definitely check this one out. So if you've seen this one, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. The next review I do is going to be another werewolf movie that gets a lot of hate, but I really enjoyed it. So stay tuned for that. So thanks again for watching.